Alright, spectate game. It's happening. Okay, let's turn off the sweet music. Let's see, what else am I doing? I am going to be undoing that, and then I'm going over here to this screen where hopefully the game capture works. It does! Alright, now we just get the Twitch chat on the screen, and we're underway, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we are in to the lands of the far east. Silk Road, free-for-all. How many players? 11 players. Amazing. The list, you can see it right here. Stuccio, reigning champ. Dark Soul, Zoltarak, Mardy, Wolf, Darthnox, Lewis Paul Brochette, Tsar, Sideswipe, Edgecrusher, and Golden Royale. The gods, Isis, Hades, Odin, Shenong, Odin, Uranus, Double Hades, Freyr, Poseidon, and Nuwa. And here we're looking at Golden Royale's perspective, just really quick. Well, not his perspective, but his spawn. Seems alright. We do have these trading posts on this map. It's going to be no Vortex, Regicide. Good luck to everyone. Now, I am thusly a little unaware about Regicide as a game mode in Age of Myth. Actually, let me just quickly make sure. Sorry, one moment. I just want to make sure that the old drag system is working as intended. Do we get that smooth transitions? Oh yes, we like that. So, all manner of chaos can happen. The trading posts are of course going to be a very important structure as they, I believe, generate resources over time. If you control them. Seems like Pink here. Sideswipe has captured 3 initially. Shenong will almost certainly recapture his. Alright. So, let's see some opinions in chat. Who are we favouring? Who do we think is going to come out victorious at this early onset? There's too many players to do a gamba, I'm afraid. But let's have a look. Stuccio, the ISIS player, favoured to win, going for Egypt. Egypt, of course, considered very strong at the moment in the current patch. Although there's 3 Hades being played. Godschalk puts his vote for Darthnox. Darthnox, of course, playing Uranus with the classic God Portrait, may I add, which of course gives him an advantage. Yes, yes, yes. Let's have a see. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick squiz. Okay, okay. So we can see that there is some advancing going on already. Darthnox opting for... I mean, am I allowed to say there's no delay? Am I going to be giving away strategy by saying things out loud? Oh, my lordy lord. Do I have permission, Godschalk, to just cast? Dimmer Fireblood with a first-time chat says, I wasn't touching the Chinese gods because I didn't buy the DLC, and I realized they have been available to me all this time. Yes, those who own the premium package get access to the first run of DLC. Pretend there is delay. Yeah, well, I think that's probably fair. Darthnox is in chat. Okay, we've got permission from the boss. Yes, we're going to see Prometheus. And we're going to see, oh yes, what's the name of the, yeah, Ho2. For Golden Royal. We've got, what do you call it? Hermes for Edge Crusher. Ooh, things are happening already. Earthwall around Shenong. We also see a use of peasants to do what exactly? Oh, I see. There's going to be a far second town center from Golden Royal at the back. I'm going to try my best to keep track of everything, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say, my casting abilities are being pushed to their absolute limits. 11 players. with Ulur, something like that, to get that Asgardian hill fort. Should be interesting. Of course, Gullenbursty, the big pig, Wilbur, as some call him, very important. Second TC here for the Dark Soul, guarded by the Minotaur. So let's have a look at these water patches. No fish. I don't think there's any fish available to be spawned on this map. But there certainly seems to be plenty of hunt about the place. And gold. So much gold. In fact, it seems like the center of the map, obviously a lot of gold in the center, but apart from that, not much else, so it's going to be a bit of a King of the Hill situation, I think, in the end. An armory up for a quick heroic from Isis, Stuccio, the defending champ. Welcome, Craghack. We're underway here as another Earthwall gets cast. I heard it, but I don't see it. Ooh. We're seeing some relics being grabbed here. Plenty of god powers being activated. We see prosperity for the Isis player. We missed some stabbing. Oh, a forest fire. That would be over somewhere. Where are we looking? Where? Help me. Didn't see the forest fire, unfortunately. Yeah, can the king go in the rock? That's an interesting idea. See, there's so much about this Regicide I don't know. Oh, of course, but it's Odin, I see. So we're looking for the forest fire. I'm not used to this many players at once. We're doing our best to look around to see what we can see. I think the chaos is beginning in earnest. I think there should be a few players. What do we have here? At Asgardian Hillfort, yes, going down, but where? Right here, on the border. Walls are up for the Shenong player, and look at the farms already. $20 says FF on yellow. Well, there's certainly a whole bunch of raiding cav out already. Centaur, a couple of heroes, and some Hippias. Ah, yes, and the classic slaying of the beasts for the Norse player for favor. So Wolf here, not messing around. If there's no rule for hiding the king in Sky Passage, Nox will win. Well, no rule that I've seen. Only no vortex. Certainly Sky Passage spam is possible. And indeed, it sounds strong on paper, I hear you, but it is a free-for-all, so anything can happen. It's about how friendly your neighbors are, really. And Darth Nox, next to the champ, Stuccio, and Zoltrak playing Odin on his right side. So we'll see how things go. There's some aggression happening here and there. I think I heard, yeah, there is a Minotaur dive and gets slain with didn't see if any villagers got killed, but definitely a few low HP. Pioneer and some fire archers on standby. Nuar, of course, having the advantage of auto build on favored land. As the constant capturing and recapturing of the trade posts goes on. Edge Crusher here, wisely with a Hippias on standby, but a couple of halberds there. I'm going to push it off easily. Tsar advances with Apollo. People reaching age 3 now. We have a Hades, the Isis, and another Hades, all at age 3. Point-wise, Darth Nox definitely climbing up into the lead. Freyr in 3rd place, just in front of Nuar and Shenong, 2 Chinese gods in the lobby. And look at the Prometheans, as well as some Murmillo spam. Looking scary. And ISIS just hanging out. You know, building myth units, having a good time. Getting that farm eco going, slowly but surely. Oh, but over here, we see the Shenong player having a go at the walls of the Frere player, who is neglected to get a second TC as far as I can... Oh no, he's got 2 TCs. Okay. So making sure that that third TC is under Shenong control. What will Frere do in response? He's just building houses for now, as we see the Baihu coming in. Shenong, very strong with these 3 myth units on occasion. Watching that front TC as well. And here comes Frere. Look at how many berserks he's got. The standoff. Walls going up across the map. No clashing of combat just yet. And we do see ISIS go forward to take yet another TC towards the center. Looking to grab that gold forward. Zoltarak raiding with Valkyrie in the meantime. And we do see the tree. To get some dryads for Darth Nox. With the very center trade post being taken by the Uranus player. More players hitting the heroic age now. Hill forts going up for Frere in an attempt to form a kind of hill fort wall, if you will, from his neighbor. To his north, the Greek player, Tsar on Hades. Just also feeling very relaxed and unpressured. Everyone turtling up for now. Master Rafi 40 says, first time hearing your voice. Well, hello and welcome. It is I, Flume. I hope you enjoy the cast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be doing my best here to keep track of all the action. Golden Royale also poking in on Dark Soul here. Playing Hades in the... What would you call this color? Red. You'd call it red. Yes, it's the... I was going to say maroon, but this is more the Uranus player. Free-for-alls may be difficult to cast, but the good news is they get much easier to cast as time goes on and players are eliminated, so we wait for the action. Bit of a... We're going to be watching here. This is where a lot of the action is happening at the moment. We do see Shenong and Frere trading blows, getting under each other's skin. The Draugr. Down goes the Dao Swordsman. A turn. The Fey Beast dropped. All the Berserks, look at how much the poison damage is doing. The Fire Archers are trying to pick things off, but the Tempest to counter. Ooh. But it's ugly. It's an ugly mess. A lot of loss there for Frere. Of course, a few things lost there for the Shenong player, but a bad trade. Marty coming out of that ahead, I would say, as the Tempest slaps the frozen units, but I don't believe they'll be down. Ooh, as we do see a Zom over here. Oh, and look at this. An aggressive ballet from Golden Royal to steal the base gold of of the Dark Soul. Getting my players confused. Too many Hades plays. What a play to take the forward Quaofu and presence to steal the gold right at the back of this base. The Dark Soul biding his time, waiting for the moment to strike out. He knows he has to do something. Oh, but it's difficult. There are just so many Fire Archers in that mix. What are we seeing here? Oh, let me get a little bit of bird selection. Yes, only 7 Fire Archers. We've got medium Chokunu and a whole bunch of Dao Swordsmen. So it's quite a tanky front line. A lot of ranged DPS going down. Here he comes, though. He's going to try to push off Golden Royal under the ballet with the Baihu. Getting right into the back line to send all the Toxidays and Peltas flying. It goes down. Meanwhile, we have siege crossbows hitting the hill fort over here of Sideswipe. The raiding cav looking to start bashing down as the absolute red tide keeps swarming. Just trying to stop this gold gather, but the thing is, every unit of gold carried off from this gold mine is a victory. Siege crossbow, too far forward. But the stream of units, I mean, the China player has been pushed back somewhat. Got to be careful not to lose any Kuao Fu here as he puts them into the Bao Lei and sends them off. Okay, well, the gold mine has been defended for now. Over here, Sideswipe and Marty. Under siege. Let's see what else is happening across the map. Lewis, just relaxed in H4, having a good time. Ooh, but Aranos is where? Over here, we do see that there was a frost and dive onto villages here for Zoltarak, Dryads and Contarius. Man, there was some action here we missed. But over here, Earthquake onto Wolf as the Toxitates from Tsar dive in. He's also used, what is it, Pestilence? In goes the Cyclops as he picks up a unit to throw. See you later. The Toxitates are here to pick off the rest of the units. And there's a tap out from Wolf. He says, that's it. Earthquake got me. One player down. Wolf, the first out of the free-for-all. Well played to Wolf. The Tsar cleans him absolutely off the map. As the siege continues, the action kicking off in a big way now. Even over here, we see Golden Royal being absolutely slaughtered by Edge Crusher. Ooh, losing so many Kuao Fu. Again, that aggressive gold expansion not paying off. He's aggered both his neighbors now, although he is pushing into red base again. The chaos, the absolute chaos, and Petropolis in the mix to push back that ballet. And you can see red is really recaptured this area. However, ooh, hold up, we've got to go over here and have a look because we just saw, yes, Age 4 being reached by the Frere player means Big Wolf and kaboom! Wow, okay. A lot of AoE damage there as the Fafnir breathing fire on the rest. It's tough though, it's tough. Sideswipe under pressure. You know, Sideswipe holds on for now. Meanwhile, oh yes, this is Wolf's gold villages, sadly. But we do see Tsar taking the town centers now. Happy to add to his power. And indeed production. And soon Frere will be pressured on both sides, I fear. Let's have a quick look at what's going on over here. We see Orange, Lewis, coming in to finish off this Odin player, Zoltarak. Oh, we also see that there was a Tartarian spawn. I missed that. Can't catch everything in a free-for-all, but it's not looking good for our Odin player. Oh, who Ragnaroks? As a last-ditch effort, where are the villagers? I'm not seeing them. Over here. As the heroes of Ragnarok march forward. In the last-ditch effort to take vengeance and enter Valhalla as heroes. But over here, Stuccio very quietly, very patiently, just booming up into the center, taking the gold, building Migdol strongholds as Loki. Oh, I see down here, as there's a clash for the last, the last vestiges of Zoltarak's hidden economy. And a Titan Gate from Darth Nox, not messing around in the least. He says, okay. My neighbor is dead. And there it is, Zoltarak tapping out. Well played, Zoltarak. It's ruthless and unforgiving, the free-for-all environment. Sometimes you just get ganged up on, and it looks like that's what happened for Zoltarak, as both his neighbors attacked him simultaneously. But now we see Lewis pushing out as Saar, having taken out Wolf and taken the town centers, builds his own Titan Gate. I hope you're ready for a Wonder Age, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to see it. Fafnir pushing into Golden Royal's, to Marty's territory. Zom. You gotta watch out for those Fafnir deaths. Giving 300 gold to your opponent. It matters, especially on a map like this. As the slow siege continues. Oh! And Marty taps out, admitting defeat. And, oh my gosh, over here. While all that was happening, Golden Royal bit off more than he could chew, angering both of his neighbors, and is in a sorry state, trying to rebuild, trying to recover. Hopefully the Greeks start fighting each other. Of course, that's the hope. But it's not looking good, as we see the Dark Soul well and truly push Noir into the corner. The clash is in the center still, as the slow watchtower build-up is being pushed by Saar, ready to rumble, taking and fighting the center as he builds up his Titan Gate. Oh, and do we see the Titan? No, because looks like Stuccio managed to push the Titan Gate, stop it from being built, at the cost of losing the center by the looks. Darthnox doing what he can against these cavalry archers. And yet another Titan Gate being built. Where is it? Right here. Ah, and we do see Golden Royal tapping out. A shame. Well played to Golden Royal. Burn too bright. Petropolis, fortresses, temples. But heavy catapults as a reply. Duccio has bit off more than he can chew, but distracting Darthnox, it's going to be Lewis. Mr. Paul Brochet. Or Brochet, I should say. I guess. Very much distracted by the forces of Hades. Colossi. Helepolis, I should say. Meanwhile, Stuccio pushing into Freyr as Sideswipe takes over the territory of the Shenong player, and there comes the big pig to defend the homelands. Oh, those camels. Taking huge damage from Gullenbursty as the heavy ballistas doing their business, destroying the siege towers of the Egyptian player. ISIS under threat from all kinds of sides. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Greek versus Greek civil war as Saar, with the Underworld Passage to secure his retreat, goes after... Edgecrusher goes after Saar. But there is the ceasefire. Which does that affect everyone across the whole map? I think so. Yes, it does. So a bit of a pause in the action for a moment. As we can see, there is absolute chaos going all over the map. It's a Greek-dominant environment, I'm afraid. All the Greek players coming out on top with just Isis and Uranus. Holding on. And here comes the combat as ceasefire ends. It's going to be heavy camels diving onto this town center to try to stop it from getting up. But Sideswipe very close to finish building it, and so many ballista. Chariot archers under duress. Priest being rallied forward, unfortunate. The camels are doing their work against the units, but the town center is up. It's going to take a little bit more than that to take it down as the rock flies and dies. Oh, and we see the Titan for Saar coming out here. The Titan Gate finished As another Titan over here as well. As Lewis goes to battle with the Dark Soul. It's tough. All the Greek heroes are bashing him. 60% HP. Over here, this Titan very much healthy as he does the Hulk hand slap. We're gonna try to keep tabs on all the fights. Stuccio slowly being pushed back by Sideswipe. Oh, sorry, apologies. Here we are. The Dark Soul holding his ground against the Titan, rather remarkably. Darth Nox licking his wounds. But pushing the fight north, which is a good opportunity to take action as Lewis is battling against the Dark Soul to the north. So potentially some ground could be taken here by Darth Nox, who wisely chooses not to fight Stuccio, who is still really much struggling against the Frere menace. And another pestilence cast by Sa. Edge Crusher feeling the pressure as the Titan bashes down the fortress right in front of the TC. 2 fortresses in the back, but it's not enough to hold. Small army trying to be built in the back, but there are so many Toxotes here with all the upgrades, all the fixins, as they say. Elephants coming in now from the center of the map. Petzabek trying to stop the raiding cavalry from diving onto the villages here, but it is a massacre. There is absolute slaughter going on at all places on the map as the Titan for Lewis getting so much damage done, but about to fall. With the last of its breath, it swipes and falls. Titan down. Checking on the other Titan here, attacking Edge Crusher. Very healthy still. Very much a threat. Oh! The big slaps. Those militia very bravely charging the Titan with the last. Alright, so we have a huge siege from Frere onto Isis. Isis really struggling to contain just all these ballista. So many ballista. Sideswipe, building a TC right under the Egyptian's nose. As the Berserks dive onto the villages, it's not looking good for our champion, Stuccio. Darth Nox very surreptitiously defeating Lewis in the back as he fights to the north. And there's a tap out. It's going to be Stuccio. Unfortunately, can't hold his free-for-all title today. As the forces of Frere. How many ballista? 35 ballista. 35 ballista is just too much. It seems that Sideswipe is prepared for the next patch. And another tap out. It's going to be Lewis, who admits defeat as he's being sandwiched by Darth Nox and the Dark Soul, despite the Titan. But now we see Sideswipe with a Titan being built of his own. Where can we find the site? Right here. Let's go. The later you get your Titan, the better, theoretically. Oh, and of course a Plenty Vault on the ground for Edge Crusher. That's no good. Well, it's about to be no good. I think it's already been captured by Sa. Yes, it has. Is there another Plenty Vault for Sa? I imagine there is, although I don't think I've seen Colossus for him. Let's go check that out real quick. Sa. No, he went up with Artemis. In the center, things are pretty calm for now as people re-establish their borders as they fight their neighbors. Another Plenty Vault, of course, for Lewis, to be taken by Dark Soul. Edge Crusher holding on well as he's taken the back of the map here. The last of Wolf's villagers are being slaughtered. The gold here is still good, most of it left. And the wall being constructed by Freyr in the north, anticipating the next phase of the game. But it's Darth Nox versus the Ballista Mass of Freyr. Let's see if we can see some Ballista slaughter. The trees doing work. We've got heaps of Arcus. Some Terma as well, which will do wonders. And some Destroyers as well, which I believe have really good pierce on them, which I believe Ballista do. Do they do pierce damage? They do. Some Berserks in the back. I'm not going to cut it as Freyr is pushed away. But Freyr nearly finished his Titan Gate right here at the front lines. I do like to see the Titan come in. Iron Maiden #1 Sideswipe fan. Oh, but we do see this Titan on a slow march into Dark Soul territory, which has drawn the attention of the Greek heroes of Dark Soul. This Titan may be looking at some danger. As here he comes, we just missed it. What's the name of Ymir, right? That's who this Titan's supposed to be, Ymir. But Darth Nox looking pretty good against Sideswipe's armies thus far. Of course, the Titan not to be considered. But look at all these Arcus just heroing up the Terma 2 and the Contarius. It's a mass heroizing. Is that a term? It is now. And the Titan has a lot of work cut out for him. The mass citizen exodus out of the combat zone. Champion Berserks coming from the north. It's a big fight. There goes the shockwave. There goes the Titan. With that Uranus Ragnarok, it kind of felt that way. And the Titan already 80%. But look at this. So many units from Freyr. As the Darth Nox mass melts under the Berserk span. So many Berserks. It's not looking good for Darth Nox. Looking at the north, no combat. Oh! But Darth Nox does tap out as he understands that he's not going to be able to hold. That was his one push, and unfortunate. GG's to Darth Nox. It was a clever use of the space. Oh, but the Titan, as the... is it Hades? Yes, the two Hades players remaining battle it out. It's going to be Edge Crusher, who is holding forth at the top of the map. Edge Crusher is still in this game, holding on. Rebuilding as best he can. Well done to Edge Crusher. But the remaining 3 strengths on the map are Dark Soul. It's going to be Tsar, 2 Hades players, and of course, Freyr, who has dealt with all his opponents in his area as the other 2 top players fight each other. So Sideswipe definitely well positioned to win as the third party player. And the Toxite all in seems to be working out well. 68 Toxites. Bizarre. Corner Crusher. Indeed. Corner Camp. Corner Crush. I admire those who hold on in free-for-all games. This is the joy of it, finding a corner to rebuild. Anything can happen. Although gold will be key. And let's have a look at the gold situation on the map. I believe most of the gold on the edges has been mined, except for this little good chunk here in Darth Nox corner. There seems to be just a little bit of gold left. Yeah, also gold here. Darth Nox actually had quite a lot of gold left over. As the Norse Titan marches northwards. But the frontline exchange from Dark Soul and Tsar is continuing. I have a feeling both players have a sense that if they continue to battle it out until death, depending on who Sideswipe targets, could go badly for them. So there's a break in the action, but there is a bit of a raid. There's some peltists. Look for villagers. A bit of a scouting Perseus here, I suppose. Who falls? But here comes the Norse. things get ugly. Perhaps Saar has overextended as Sideswipe picks his target. He's going to take over the center. We'll have to see how the players react. Once again, 3 players left in the action. Edge Crusher reminding us that he's still in the game, at least partially. But if we look... Oh no, the Titan has found his target. Edge Crusher, no! And the Titan walks away. Oh no, not quite, not quite. Saar decided that he's had enough of this thorn in his side. But what will this mass move of his military to the north cost him? The Dark Soul taking advantage by pushing in here quite hard with all his forces, some siege in the mix. And in the south, the fury that is Sideswipe. Yeah, Saar, all of a sudden, not looking to be in a good position. Fighting a war on 3 fronts. Well, 2.5. 2.5 fronts. Now, let's have a quick look at... where are we? Sideswipe. Yeah, so not a huge amount of favor in the bank for Sideswipe. I was wondering if we might see another... what do we call this? Inferno. But the military is here for Saar. Oh, but look at this. Where do we see it? Where do we see it? It's being built somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, but there is a wonder being built for Sideswipe. That's exciting. And Freya, very wisely, not overextending right now. Happy to just pick off units that push forward into the ballista mass. Where is that wonder? Here it is. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Dark Soul not relenting, taking the Plenty Vault and the town center of Saar as Saar and Dark Soul, sorry, gosh, too many names to keep track of here. I'm doing my best, ladies and gentlemen. Edge Crusher's time in the game is numbered. The Titan for Saar goes down. Oh, and these ballista, just look at the damage that's being done to these Toxotes by the ballista. Oh my gosh. Just huge spread damage. How many projectiles per one? 4 projectiles per ballista, and there's 19 of them. And the Titan with the big slam. Oh, yes, and just like that, Saar's military has been demolished completely. But in the north, the Dark Soul, here to push out the last remnants of Edge Crusher, who is crushing the edge. And look at that, the Titan pushing forward to capture the Plenty Vault for himself. This Plenty Vault has changed hands, I think, 4 or 5 times this game. But there's combat happening on multiple fronts. The ballista spread is chunky. There's even ballista over here. Meanwhile, we're about 40% on the Wonder back here. But now the Dark Soul is fighting against the Titan, as Saar does his best to hold. Oh, but he captured the Dryad tree and brings Dryads forth from all the way down here. These are Sideswipe Dryads, the random and rarely seen Norse Dryad, as Earthquake comes in just to help defend. Actually breaks up so many of those ballista. But there's still all these ballista on the left flank here, as the Dryads push forward. A Titan Gate for the Dark Soul. Plenty of Draugr in the mix. As the Titan finally falls to the likes to the likes of the Dark Soul as Sa taps out. You know who hasn't tapped out though? Edge Crusher. My man is out here really doing it. Big respect to Edge Crusher, who is living up to his name. As the Dark Soul turns his sights on Sideswipe. Sideswipe, of course, just taking the lands that Sa used to own. Although there's no gold to be found here, but town centers do help. And what do we have here? Huskars in large masses as the town centers are taken. Yes, of course. Sa was really in it to win it there. Looked great. Was in a good position. Unfortunately, ended up with too many enemies on too many sides. Edge Crusher just being that thorn in his side. Unfortunate. But 87% on Sideswipe's Wonder, 30% on the Titan Gate. And where is this Titan Gate? I wonder if I can find it at a glance. I have a feeling it was being built forward, but that would be bad, right? Not certain. But here comes the Dark Soul to take the center. There's still a healthy bit of gold remaining around the place. Not too many. Stuccio made sure to mine up all the center gold pretty early on. But here comes Edge Crusher to harass the Freyr player. As the Wonder in all its glory finished. 10 favor Asgardian Hill Forts, 87 favor Infernos. Here we go. It's a big boom, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and the Dark Souls army is gone. There it is, the Tempest as well. What a huge victory for Sideswipe there. It's going to be difficult to compete against a Wonder Age Freyr player. And the Dark Soul taps out, leaving Sideswipe and the likes of Edge Crusher. Edge Crusher, the man who dreamed big, who dreamed a dream that maybe, just maybe, he could rebuild the great empire of Poseidon. But it's not looking good. We'll see how long it takes for Freyr to find him. Ceasefire going out. Where is this action happening? Oh, right here. A valiant attempt from Edge Crusher. He's looking for villagers, I suppose. He's found a trade route. Not much to be done about it. 4 seconds left on ceasefire. Let's see a 1 in the chat if you think Edge Crusher could bring it back. Do we have any Edge Crusher believers in the chat? Because I gotta tell you, it ain't looking good. Ghoul and Bursty. And another Tempest. Why not? It only costs 53 favor. And there it is. Victory to Sideswipe. What a game. What a game. What a game. So, Rare, under pressure early from Shenong, holds on and manages to win the game. Taking one opponent at a time, gets the Wonder out. What a great showing from everyone. Thanks to all who participated. That's a good game from me. Let's have a quick look at some stuff. Let's see. Let's look at all resources gained. Yeah, wow. Let's have a look at military units. So you can see... Yeah. Zoltarak with early aggression. And interestingly, from about the 15-minute mark onward, the Dark Soul has a huge military lead on the map. But look at that steady climb of Sideswipe. You know, Freya really is the MVP in the endgame. Alright. There it is, spectate game. Alright, we're ready. With a delay of 4 minutes, we'll be in as soon as we can. It's going to be, I think, an 11 to 12 player game. A massive free-for-all, ladies and gentlemen, so... Sideswipe defending their crown that they won last game. Some DoD boys in there looking to get some blood on their hands, claim victory for themselves. We'll be getting into the action shortly. I'm going to have a sip of water. I recommend this as a stretch and hydration reminder for chat. Got to stay hydrated. It is a ripe 5:45 a.m. here in Australia for me. But I wouldn't be anywhere else. It's a pleasure to be casting some Age of Myth free-for-alls for you guys. So I hope you enjoy. I'm certainly having a lot of fun. We'll see what kind of mayhem happens in the next game here. Now, I think the map ended up being Steppe, but I did see a flotation with Nomad, so I'm interested to see what we ended up with. I believe it's still going to be Regicide, so got to protect the king. And shoutouts to, I think it's DAG, the group of players who are filling out the lobby. So big thanks to them for turning up to play games. We had to make things happen last minute here today. Just doing a check that everything is looking okay. And I think we're good. A minute 30 before we get into game here. I'm eagerly awaiting. 4-minute delay has been added, as most of there's a lot of the players listening in on the stream. One minute, almost there. Alrighty, 20 seconds thereabouts to go. We have the likes of Dodd, Marty, Stuccio. I believe we have... Oh no! Sideswipe has their game bugged, which is a shame. We'll see what happens. We're loading in. Or is there a... We'll see what's going on. Okay. Looks like it might have been a nomad. It was a nomad. Okay, just a quick pause here. And it is going to be nomad. There is an 160-second ceasefire at the beginning of the game. We're going to go down the list real quick. Lizard, Zoltarak, so Lizard on Fuji, Zoltarak on Nuwa, Darth Nox on Uranus, Stuccio on Kronos, Dark Soul on Hades, we got Edge Crusher, Sar, and Babajin all on Hades. Mowgli on Loki, Werty on Odin, Marty on Loki as well, and Sideswipe on Freyr. It's a Norse verse. There's just a singular Uranus representation. No Egyptian players. A lot of Norse, a lot of Greeks. It's going to be chaos. Welcome. Sideswipe saying that they've had a bug. Hopefully everything's okay now. Let's go check. Sideswipe, where are you at? Over here. Yeah, I think they left the game or some such. Unfortunate. No, they're green. They can't be there. There's some issues going on. Yeah, I'm not seeing any green on the map, so I presume there's been a problem.
Yo.
Unfortunate. Nomad, occasionally buggy, one of the newer maps. But let's get into the action. So, things are quiet for now. Nomad means a slow build up, even slower than normal. You got to build up from the very ground. Now, with Sideswipe somewhat muted, shall we say, with the bug, it puts everyone else on the table to win. Stuccio, of course, playing Kronos, so we do have a little bit of Atlantean representation beyond Darth Nox. Yeah, bad luck, Sideswipe, bad luck. That's unfortunate. You can see here the desperate attempt to find something to work. I fell for it. Nothing worse than being lambasted by bugs. And here's the king. Didn't get a chance to look at one last game, but that's the Greek king. Ceasefire is officially ended. It's all on the table now. And a deconstruct on the dock. Fishing is on the cards this game, so we will see some crazy water action. And the king at war with the berserk. As Sideswipe throws himself into the fray, converting his only villager into a berserk to do battle. Loki with spies. Puts a spy on the berserk of the Odin player. Fuji, very peacefully setting up a little fishing commune over here. There's going to be an emergency dock from Sideswipe. I'm watching Sideswipe's gameplay most particularly as the village center comes down. That's a you can't build a town center, but can build a village center. Why not? Good luck to him. Also, there's a little Chongqi. It took me a second to remember how to pronounce it. Harass action going down over here. But otherwise, this red location for Edge Crusher, it's kind of a secluded little peninsula. Alright, everyone's starting to hit the classical age. Darth Nox already spreading out. It's sky passage right near the coast. And Zoltarak kind of central. There's plenty of town centers to expand to. The Ravens of Odin. What are the Ravens' names? Does anyone in chat know the Ravens' names for Odin? I keep forgetting. And harassment. Marty saying to Werty, get back. No hunt is safe. But the enemy Herser diving forward onto the troll with the berserks on the Herser of the Loki player. Hugin and Moonin, thank you. I had a feeling someone in chat would know. Forseti Healing Shrine, or Spring I should say, going down. Bit of an exchange between the two Norse players. Also, I do apologize. I have to do this every game, I'm afraid. But I do have to kind of adjust the scroll speed. There we go. Alright, let's have a look down here. We do see some Prometheans to bash down this house from Mowgli. But otherwise, all things peaceful. Although there is a Meng Chong, a hammer ship, bashing on Darth Nox's fishing ships. Do we see any other sea action? No. And we also, holding on by a thread, sideswipe. Second town center for Sa, expanding quickly. A little bit of a combat exchange here continuing as the Loki and Odin players bash it out. Oh, that troll throw onto the gold mine. But the Herser are here. It's bloody combat. Raiding cavalry in. And Iron Harrier spawning. Oh wait, was did the Odin player go up with Heimdall? He did. Okay, sorry, I thought that was a Loki Iron Harry, but no. Heimdall, not a bad shout in a free-for-all type situation. You know, theoretically, on paper. We'll see how it plays out. Minotaur bashing away at the dock of Lizard here, the Fuji player. Some Pentaconta and Juggernauts to bash the fishing ships. Darth Nox with some bireams to not only harass Orange, but to defend himself. Over here, peaceful co-fishing between Stuccio and Edge Crusher. Blue, the Dark Soul, just happily occupying all of the south of the map of the island. But Stuccio also with two Behemoth to pressure the Odin player to the north as the combat rages between these warring nations. Sideswipe. Building up how he can. Definitely on the back foot. Gathering what gold he can. We're rooting for Sideswipe here. Mowgli to steadily build out his military economy. It's Darth Nox flirts with his border. Looks like there has been some exchanges, but more combat to be had. Oh no, I tell a lie. The tension is palpable. We're at that stage where everyone's just about to hit age 3. Things are about to kick off in a big way. The tension builds as resources dwindle and the borders and walls are built. All quiet on the fishing front for now. Ooh. As we see... Oh, the region of Mowgli exposed. Not looking good. Here comes a Minotaur to lend an aid. And Mowgli eliminated from the game mode. Unfortunately, not protecting his region. Unfortunate. Well played to Mowgli. It's a difficult game mode. Darth Nox claims blood. First blood. Stuccio to claim a town center in the center. We do see an uneasy peace with Zoltarak to his south, as armies mass on the border to the north. We can see Marty, the Loki player, pushing in. Here come the walking trees, the walking woods. The throwing axemen doing their best to kite, scoot and shoot. But those walking woods are no joke. The Valkyrie at the front. Not to mention the mountain giant. There's a lot of crush damage in this army comp. And not a lot of heroes to defend against all this smith. And the Hersa coming out as quick as they can. God Power's going off like crazy across the map. As we see, what was that? I don't want to move away from this push, but I believe that there was a... Yes, right here. Yeah. Edge Crusher, under attack by Zoltarak, the new WoW player, building a Doubt Ballet right on front of the town center with the clay soldiers, the clay peasants. Crazy. Here come the heavy Dao swordsmen. We've got some siege crossbows in the mix. What an absolutely bold play. The singular house being the source of the, what is this called? This God Power. I keep forgetting. Forest protection, of course. Wow. As the Odin player taps out to the pressure. You can see that there is all kinds of colours here as Stuccio and Marty, seemingly in an alliance, have crushed the Odin player out of the game. Meanwhile, the Doubt Ballet doing work, taking space. Edge Crusher, though, not a quitter, as we've seen, will do what he can. Uncertain what his plan will be. He's fishing down here, perhaps. But look at all the blue colour, the Dark Soul, just absolutely occupying the south of the map with a massive expansion. Darth Nox here to take the space that Mowgli gave up. Godschalk, welcome. Sideswipe giving up the ghost last minute as Babelgin? Unfortunate start. He did well to hold on despite the bugs. And look at this! Edge Crusher finding his place. Finding the unoccupied corner. We'll see what happens with that. Now Stuccio moving his army to the south, seemingly at peace with Marty. Perhaps some clan shenanigans happening in the group chat. You can never be too sure. But a strong play from Zoltarak there. Now taking the town centre. Having claimed the much needed land if he hopes to hold it up against the Dark Soul. And Lizard with ballets towards the centre. The grey mass bordering the Greek Babelgin, I'm going to say. And an underrated potential value here with the houses generating wood where possible. Where are we seeing this conflict? Over here. As Darth Nox and the Dark Soul well and truly going at it. Hard to say who's favoured here. Certainly a lot of Greek units. Certainly a lot of Greek myth units. As Darth Nox pulls back all the citizens in the world on the berries right here. Darth Nox trying to hold this town center as best he can. And it looks like it's going to go down. The numbers just aren't quite here for Darth Nox. The Dryads. The Stymphalian Bird. A couple of Destroyers even. But there's just a good mass of Toxitaes, not to mention the Chimera, doing great work in the back. Forward villages for Dark Soul to build the town center under Darth Nox's nose. Meanwhile, we do see some conflict as the palace is destroyed by the Loki player. Meanwhile, Stuccio to push up against Zoltarak. It's chaos. Dark Soul continues to push Darth Nox back. But the Dark Soul also under pressure from Zoltarak. Many fronts of battle happening simultaneously. Fuji, though, comfortably sitting behind his walls. But there's a curse going down. Where was that? Presumably over here. We're doing our best to keep track. And I just want to remind you that the long-staying hero Edge Crusher, totally destroyed and yet holding out on this side of the map, rebuilding slowly but surely. Stone walls aplenty. Darth Nox under pressure as the Greek army of the Dark Soul pushes into his production. And battling going on over here too, between the likes of Babeljan and Tsar. And hit point game to go. Welcome. It is I, Flume, your caster. If you don't know me, I'm a new addition to Clan DoD, and hopefully streaming a little bit more often on the channel. Welcome, welcome. We are in game 2 of our free-for-all clan day. And it is chaos as Nuwa here pushing into the Dark Soul on the south of the map. Dark Soul now fighting a war on 2 fronts, has to retreat, giving Darth Nox a little breathing room. But where else is there battles? We haven't had a look at the ocean for a while. It's all quiet. We did see Stuccio come here and destroy some boats with his Skylar. Oh! But look at this! An implosion on Loki's army. Won't be able to escape. Oh, even some citizens get drawn in though. But here are the Argus waiting. A lot taken damage, but the citizens are still in the mix. But here come the Cairo Ballista. Meanwhile, Nemean lions are plenty. Look at that. How many Nemean lions? 7 Nemean lions. That's a lot. That's a lot of Nemean lions, but some Petropolos over here in the army of Babeljan. Darth Nox and the Dark Soul still butting heads. But the Darth Nox fighting a war on 2 fronts as he tries to hold off from Zoltarak, who is pressuring Darth Nox. This is hard to predict. A lot of people fighting on a lot of different fronts. Hard to know where the pendulum will swing. The Baoulets still doing work. Oh, and look at this. Lizard, meanwhile, slowly building up his army. A lot of players hitting age 4 now. Some just a little bit behind. What is that? Marty advancing with Hell. So we're going to see Nidhogg somewhere. And there it is. Stuccio is under pressure. Nidhogg looking to kill all those citizens, but are these heroized Carabalister trying to do the business onto Nidhogg. Gonna take a little bit more than that. Stuccio feeling the burn. But look at the damage! Nidhogg is actually falling very quickly as a whole bunch of heroized archers pop out of the town center and finish it off. Okay, well there it goes. See you later. Great Flood though for Nuwa, still unused. That's the Qinglong coming in here at the edge of forest protection. It's the Dark Soul army streaming in here. Darth Nox licking his wounds, finally getting out some fire siphons. I feel like we might see a Great Flood here in a second. What else do we see? Well, it seems like Stuccio has not only held the line, but continues to push into Loki's base. I'm checking here as often as I can for that Great Flood. I feel it coming. One Qinglong to fall. There it is! The Flood... Oh, no, not... that's a different Flood. For a different player. We saw it here. Ah, I missed it. But you can see Darth Nox's army was washed under the Baolei and town center. But here come the Terracotta Riders. Oh, but there's the Flood over here. You know, we're missing Floods left and right, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of the major Age 4 God powers spent now. Let's have a quick look at the Dark Soul. He has gone with Earthquake. We might see that utilized. And Dark Nox under a lot of pressure as the Fuji... Oh, there's an Earthquake over here from Sa onto Barbagen. It's going to do a lot of damage. Still a healthy number of Demon Lions at the front. Of course, Pestilence to come through to slow the unit production over there. As the battles rage. As the Dark Soul gets an edge on Zoltarak over this side. And Luki, unfortunately... Sorry, not Luki. The Dark Nox, unfortunately, fallen to the likes of Blizzard. With just so much Fuji armed down upon him. All the other players distracted. We do still see Kronos versus Loki. Battle Royale going on over here. And Sa looks like going to be pushing as hard as he can into Bubblegen's base. But don't forget Edge Crusher, who is rebuilt and he just hit Age 4, ready to rumble. And Luki has to wonder if he's going to get pushed from the north. As the battle rages, the Dark Soul well and truly putting all his army into Nukuar. But look at this. It seems that some of Fuji's forces are even into the mix. As most of Fuji's army, owned of course by Lizard, has finished with Darth Nox more or less. He's still in the game. His king remains alive, presumably in Sky Passage heaven, one imagines. Which does... I'm not sure where the king is. Bubblegen falling slowly but surely, but holding on for now. Although a lot of villagers getting axed. This looks like the end for Bubblegen. Meanwhile, Stuccio pushes into Loki's base. Marty gathering his Jarls together, trying to make a defense. And here comes another push from the Dark Soul with Helepolos ready to go. Trying to get that ballet with forest protection. And what of Fuji? Where are Fuji's forces? Right here. Sa perhaps biting off more than he can chew by angering Lizard's army. But another forest protection being casted. as the Dark Souls army successfully crushes that ballet. An earthquake going in, and right on top of all the production of Zoltrak. Repairs going out by this hero Kwafu, trying to keep the Sword's protection alive. Manages to do it, just barely. Amazing. But it's only buying time, as Dark Soul looks very dominant here on this front. Sara's pulling back. Oop. But there is an earth wall going up, I think I saw, yes. I don't know that this is going to get any work done, especially with the Helepolis here. There just seems to be too many forces. But over here, a little raiding going on the last of Darth Nox's citizenry. And Fuji pushing forward, destroying Sar's Heliopolis. Look at all this Tiger Cab, not to be messed with. Not to mention Terracotta Riders. You have to ask, where are these champion Tiger Cavalry going? They're looking for citizens, I suppose. Meanwhile, the Dark Soul cleaning up. Although, Zoltrak is holding on. Kronos, meanwhile, is pushing into Marty's base. The Jarl's coming forward. A lot of citizens getting killed. Now, these Jarls, yeah, they do have the Ring Bearer. And Edge Crusher, just slowly taking space, while everyone else is distracted, bashing each other's heads. Darth Nox doing his best to hold on. Oh, and we do see that there is a Titan Gate being built by Kronos somewhere, right here. All the citizens being moved to deal with it. I think I hear... yeah, okay. I'll vanish to get out of there. The Tiger Cavalry going all the way to the back of Sar's base to kill citizens. Looks like he got some work done, but a curse was thrown out, vanished to extract a very interesting strategy. But look at this! Mana Wars for Darth Nox. Many of them on the water. We'll clean up some boat action. As the Dark Soul and Zoltrak still bashing heads, the slow and atrocious battle continues. But in the north, Kronos, piloted by Stuccio, and Marty, playing Loki, at peace for a time, as the Titan Gate finishes. Sar is licking his wounds. Babajan still in the battle, but barely. The great army of Fuji, piloted by Lizard, taking a break as the mass of 82 Toxidates sit outside the walls. The Dark Soul to build his own Titan Gate. This Earth Wall still slowing him down. And here comes Edge Crusher, ready to fight, feeling strong enough. As poor Marty does his best to fight a war on two fronts. Out of resources, not sure what to do. Hedged in by two sides. As battle rages. Stuccio almost ready with his Titan. Dark Soul 20% of the way there. Sar with his own Titan Gate. The battle rages. We're nearly ready for the Titan over here. Studio the first to reach Titan Tech. I'm here to see it. I do love a good Titan reveal. Arise! Arise, Titan! There he is. The big boy himself. And where is he marching? He's marching straight towards Marty. Oh, but a curse going out. I am doing my best to keep track of all the combat. There's a lot happening on the map. For example, we've missed a lot of naval attrition going at it, as Darth Nox clings to the game himself. The battle rages. Zoltarak still holding on, but barely. Fuji and Hades, piloted by Saar, unable to get an edge on each other as they make exchanges. But here is the Titan on the front lines, I believe. He should be here by now. Or just about. But look at this! Edge Crusher. All the way in Stuccio's base, having run south. And Marty tapped out. Townsend are trying to go up, but this axe cart gonna make that difficult. There is a earthquake somewhere. Missed the earthquake. And there's a tap out from Babajan. And there is the Titan for the Dark Soul emerging. But here comes Saar with his Titan moving in on Fuji. Fuji with his own Titan Gate building, 20%. Oh no! Dark Soul, spoilers in the chat. And given that the trade route is going to this TC, this is a huge blow to Fuji. As he marches onwards, where's that Titan for the Dark Soul? We'll keep an eye out for this unfortunate King assassination. As Edge Crusher, doing his best here, putting the hurt on a very wounded area of the map, I guess you could say, although the player has already conceded. Stuccio, with his Titan in the south, trying to just clean up this Edge Crusher harass. And there he is. That was the backdoor assassination by Zoltarak of the Dark Soul. An unfortunate end to an otherwise great game. But the game continues as Saar here, with his Titan, pushing deep into Fuji territory. There is a single Karkanos beating this wall over here. The crab does his best to contribute to the war in whatever way he can. Darth Nox still clinging to the map. Let's have a little check-in with him. Big Navy, big hopes, not much else going for him. Where is this Titan Gate for Fuji? Right here. But here comes the Titan. Can he get the Titan of his own out in time? And of course, we do see... Oh, never mind. Looks like Edge Crusher is just focusing on Stuccio for right now. 96%, 98% on the Titan gate for Lizard. Here it is, dropping from the heavens. It's this weird guy with a big mullet. It's the Titan for Fuji. Now, oh, I seem to have... There it goes. Okay, there was a pause. Oh, no, I thought there was a pause for a moment. But we're still on. We're still on, ladies and gentlemen. Fortress after fortress being built. Petropolis pushing back the fortresses as Edge Crusher as Tsar tries to take more territory as he pulls back. But here comes the army of Fuji to do battle. Look at all those Qing Longs just dealing all that splash damage. Those Toxitaes melt as the Tiger Cav move in. We're going to see a Titan on Titan action, I think, here. This is definitely a defining battle of the game. First goes out on those Tiger Cav as the Titans do battle. But how do you deal with all this Qing Longs? The Tiger Cav so strong. Hoplites doing their work. You can see a streaming line of hoplites moving to the front lines of the battle to hold on. But the Qing Long in the sky doing splash damage. Very difficult to deal with. And while the Titan damage is huge, it looks like, as we may have predicted, with Yang Jiang or John Wick in the back, the Greek Titan falls. But so much damage was done to Lizard's Titan. As Tsar desperately tries to hold on. The unit stream is there. He can keep up this front for a while. But how long can he last is the question. As we see Stuccio's Titan moving into Edge Crusher's territory as Edge Crusher pokes the Titan. These battles happening so close to each other. The Wayward Sentinel contributing to the battle how it can. Toxitaes are there. Qing Long have more or less been cleared up. Yeah, more sentinels being placed around this town center, which is under heavy duress by the Titan. So many Tiger Cav coming in. Meanwhile, Fuji, having assassinated Dark Soul, has time to lick their wounds and prepare and rebuild. There's so many shades on standby. And it looks like Edge Crusher is being pushed back, but here comes his own Titan. But the Tiger Cav, absolutely relentless as the shades of Hades push forward. Neja, Yang Jiang, Jiang Xia. So many Chinese heroes as the Qing Long are sent forward. It's not looking good for Tsar. Edge Crusher, however, holding the line as his Titan pushes the Kronos player back. Curious to see what Zoltarak plans. As Lizard, wrapping Fuji, takes a good portion of the center of the map. Darth Nox still just taking space, doing what he can to expand, get gold how he can. He's got a short trade route. 5 gold! A 5 gold trade route. But there goes Pestilence. Edge Crusher looking to do some serious business, but there is a lot of Hero Arcus here, who may shred that Titan. We'll have to see how quickly they DPS. The front line holding. Need to get those Arcus onto the Titan. The pressure. Alright, the Arcus are shooting the Titan. You can see it's not taking that much damage despite the heroization of these Arcus. And the front line of Edge Crusher runs forward. It's not looking good. Oh, but a conversion treachery going in on the Chimera, that's going to make a big difference. Stuccio holding on to the game. As Lizard and Tsar rest their forces before the next clash. This Titan, so healthy. Going to be very difficult for Stuccio to deal with it. Meanwhile, Darth Nox claims another town center. Fuji also expanding. And Fuji's forces over here also trying to expand south into the Dark Souls old lands. One palace down, the Titan moves to the next palace. And Fuji moving into Tsar's lands with a massive force. And Stuccio taps out. Stuccio admitting defeat under the force of Edge Crusher's Titan. But Fuji here, Lizard, with his own Titan, still at about 40% HP, maybe 30%. Pushing deep into Tsar's territory. Tsar not with the military to hold on to this. So many Qinglongs. How many? One moment. 10, at least 10. Make that 15 Qinglongs. 15 Qinglongs. Crazy. But look at this. Darth Nox has encountered some trouble as Zoltarak to clean up a lot of his forces. Although not all of them. A Miss Micro, perhaps. Oh, the game is lagging just a wee bit. A little frame rate stutter. Some remnants of Fuji's army scouting around in the Dark Souls old lands, taking a few battles, rebuilding some town centers here and there. There are so many Qinglongs here. Tsar holding on for now. But you can see the Titan push has marched all the way south and is now well and truly in Zoltarak's base. Zoltarak will need to... No wonder he moved his army northward as he tries to respond. Hold on, let me pause for just a second as my game's frame rate drops just a wee bit. This Titan going to be doing some serious work against these clumps of military as a whole bunch of Tiger Cav go north looking for villager picks. But here the Titan is going to be pushing his way through Zoltarak's base. Do we see any action? Yeah, we do see Lizard's Fuji marching eastward to clash into Zoltarak's base as well. Zoltarak feeling the squeeze as everyone's armies and Titans and myth units target him down. But Darth Nox, not to be undone, continues to play. His trade line has somewhat improved, but Zoltarak is here to expand in that direction to escape the incoming destruction of his lands. And here is the mass. We're looking at 18 Qinglongs and what's the better half of a Titan. The town center goes down quick smart. An Edge Crusher and Lizard clashing with their armies. The Titan on a run for it, trying to get away from the Qinglong mass. Oh! The Great Flood? Where? I missed it. My god. Edge Crusher's Titan falling under the sheer firepower that is Fuji's army. Taking command of this game in a big way. This seems to be where all the action is happening. Edge Crusher licking his wounds, trying to take as much of Stuccio's old territories for himself for production. Fire Archers and Kwafu from Lizard, putting pressure on Darth Nox as his godly trade route of 31 gold per llama. Tries to keep him in the game. But I don't know that anyone is going to be able to beat this ball, this death ball from Lizard. Only a few players left in the game. Zoltarak holding on. He's got the peninsula, of course, but he's under pressure. As Fuji goes for the stranglehold. Edge Crusher licking his wounds as he prepares for the final fight. And Darth Nox, of course, holding on as best he can. We await. The Titan's still alive. Just going from town center to town center, looking for the king, I guess. The hunt continues. I didn't realize that the Dark Souls Titan is just sitting here doing nothing in the center of the map. Okay, what do we see? Tsar is still... Oh no, he tapped out. I actually didn't see that. He tapped out a while ago. Darth Nox with the Titan Gate being built somewhere over here, it looks like. His citizens under fire from a fortress. But the Qinglong Death Ball has arrived at his front door. Darth Nox's time in the game is short, depending on where his region is. And Edge Crusher builds up his forces slowly but surely. How many Pegasus is that? That's 9 Pegasus. That feels like a meme. Another palace falls. Zoltarak trying to reclaim some territory. As the citizens are destroyed. So much death. Darth Nox with the shockwave to spite his opponent as the Qinglong. You can't even see what's happening under all that AoE. The region is being hunted for. Underworld passage going on. Where will he emerge? Looks like right at the heart of Fuji's base as Edge Crusher goes for the region victory condition. But the question is Fuji Does he have his regent here in this base? Doesn't seem like it. Goes for the ballet. He's going to hunt from town center to fortress until he finds him. Oh no, the regent is there. There he is, and it's going down rapidly with the vanish to keep him alive. Incredible. Can he get him out? How many? 18 seconds. Looks like he can move away. Wow, that was so close. How much HP? I can't even see. 6 hit points. There it is. 6 hit point less. That was so close. But Fuji manages to sneak his regent away. Meanwhile, Darth Nox, with his regent nowhere to be seen. I can't believe Edge Crusher didn't get that W there. That was so close. Even though he got his regent away, it is certainly not looking great, as the forces of Lizard pull away from Darth Nox in order to try to finish off everything else. And the Titan Gate just slowly but surely being built over here. I imagine the regent might be somewhere in this direction. But the Titan and the Qinglong Mass, they're here to protect their their regent. And I've got to say, Lizard, great thinking to use the vanish in that way to get out. You know, absolutely clutch. Absolutely. Oh, and this Qinglong, there's only 2 of them here, and look at all the damage they're doing. Makes you wonder why this great force isn't being moved forward. Zoltarak with his own cavalry here to pick up Edge Crusher's reinforcements, I suppose. Zoltarak very much still in the game. Oh, but here comes the Qinglong Mass to just wipe out the rest of Edge Crusher's forces. A good attempt there by Edge Crusher to win the game in one fell swoop. Just barely didn't pull it off. 6 HP. Crazy. And who knows where the region of Darth Nox is? Only him and God. The Titan has been built. Where is it? I missed it. I can't see it. But here comes the Qinglongs. I hear it stomping over here. There it is. Just walking through walls. I actually didn't know that Titans could do that, but today I learned. Titans just stomp their way through walls. I guess he's on the hunt for Edge Crusher's regent, and he may well yet find him. Edge Crusher very much licking his wounds after the battle with Fuji. But Fuji's Titan is still in play, and he is on his own hunt. Zoltarak slowly rebuilding. Darth Nox being crafty, being cunning, being crafty. As the Titan moves in, but actually quite a large group of... a large army here for Edge Crusher, having to rebuild somewhat. Darth Nox isn't going to be able to just snipe the region as he hoped. Although he is tanking all this damage quite well. Meanwhile, Fuji pushing north. He hasn't found Darth Nox just yet. Both Fuji and Nuwa rebuilding in the south. But look at this, how many now? 23 Qinglong. Crazy. As the army of Edge Crusher ignores the Titan. Oh my lord, don't tell me it's round 2. Where's it coming out? I don't see it on the map. Where did the underworld passage go? Can't see it. I don't know. Oh, right here. We found it. Edge Crusher, determined to take one player with him, suspects that this town center may be the one where Zoltarak is hiding his regent. And is he right? No regent that I could see. But the slaughter continues. Meanwhile, Fuji is here to bring justice to Edgecrusher, who made an attempt on the life of his regent. While Darth Nox, with his Titan, hunts. Is that the regent there? No, it's a villager. Darth Nox getting whatever value he can. Still clutching on to this game. And you know what? I suspect that this is where Darth Nox's regent is, which is very sneaky. Fuji, though, to destroy Edgecrusher almost totally. And all of a sudden the game is quiet. Edgecrusher attacking Zoltarak. Lizard attacking Edgecrusher. And Zoltarak? Well, he's doing what he can. He's doing what he can. He's attacking Fuji in the south. But now it's a game of hide and seek. Who can find whose region first? As the villages of Edgecrusher are destroyed. And indeed, the underworld passage to stop Edgecrusher's army from coming home. Not that he could probably hold if he did. We haven't found Zoltarak's region just yet. The absolute destruction. The region for Edgecrusher is running out of places to hide. This town center could well be it. Not today. The regent continues to elude Fuji. Meanwhile, Zoltarak, also under pressure. Haven't seen hide nor hair of his region in recent times. Everyone is scrambling across the map trying to find someone. Oh, this trade route is kaput. Boom. So many times ago. Darth Nox with his Titan marches into the sea. Big props to Darth Nox for clinging onto this game for as long as he has. He's currently on the way to a wonder. Where is that being built? Back here? Indeed. We do see a wonder being built by Darth Nox. The Qinglong mass for Zoltarak being built, slowly but surely. Lizard on the hunt for Edge Crusher's Regent. Oh, look at this. The Qinglong mass. Armies are being split up to cover more ground. Town center after town center. It's like Where in the World is Carmen San Diego, but Age of Myth edition. Each player doing everything they can to just cling on for just a little bit longer. This town center didn't even get finished. And again, the Fuji Titan just still alive after all this time. Absolutely huge value. Darth Nox trying to take more of his space for himself. May yet live to see the final battle. But Edge Crusher, he's in some trouble. You do see some garrisons in this tower, I wonder. I just have this feeling that the Regent is up here in this fortress over here. I just have this feeling. Oh, and there it is. Edge Crusher taps out as the last of his production is cleared up. So that leaves Fuji, Nuwa, and Darth Nox. Darth Nox, who has clung to this game like a leech. And is seeing some success as he pushes, or I should say, takes just a little bit of territory for himself. But the gold is well and truly dried up. I don't think there's any left. Where is Darth Nox getting his gold? I mean, I assume he's selling wood. Unless there's some cheeky gold back here, but it doesn't look like it. 35% on the Wonder as it slowly goes up. But between Edge Crusher's domination of Zoltarak and Fuji's army now pushing through at him, Zoltarak's in a lot of trouble. Fuji seems positioned to win the game, certainly. The question is, will the Wonder Age for Darth Nox make a difference? Seems unlikely. Ooh. The Qinglong fight has begun. Where is the Titan? Ooh, but the trade route is being raided. But Fuji torn between two Titans. Oh, those Tiger Cav feeling the pain. There it is, there it is. As he walks through the walls casually. Suffering some ballet beatdown. Zoltarak fighting for his life. But it isn't looking good. His trade route destroyed. The trade carts. Not a single one left. Oh, okay. Well, two survived, but not for long. Meanwhile, The Wonder, 50%, just about. It seems like only a matter of time before Zoltarak is eliminated. But Zoltarak building where he can, not letting go of this game just yet. There are GGs in the chat. Seems like the game itself, we are in a delay. So the game itself has concluded. We're coming in towards the end now. As we do see Zoltarak tap out his region. Running out of territory. So that just leaves Fuji and Darth Nox. Darth Nox with a valiant effort here, the last remaining player. Getting a lot of damage done with this Titan. Can we actually see that? Is there a... No. No damage or kill count on units in this game. As far as I know. But this Titan killed its fair share of buildings. But the armies of Lizard, with his Qinglong mass and his Tiger Calf spam, has Darth Nox at his sights as the Titan retreats home. %62% though, on the Wonder. Will he get it done in time? Is the question. All hope seems lost. Fuji seems to be the dominant person coming out on top of this free-for-all. But Darth Nox didn't hear no bell. His Titan running for his life. Leading the army of Fuji back to the Wonder. This right here can be representative of the last portion of the game. The slow burn as Darth Nox's life is dwindled. But this Titan for Lizard, still alive after everything. Commendable. Managing to hold on to his Titan. But Darth Nox with a big slap on the Tiger Cab, his last act before death. And here it is. The last push, the last battle. The fire siphons. Breathing their last gouts of flame. The Wonder, 74%. The army lurking at the edges before defeat. And just a reminder. Oh, and yeah, of course, there it is. I didn't actually see. I'm so glad I checked at the time that I did. The Qinglong finding Darth Nox's regent hiding at the edges of the map to give it a GG. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 2 free-for-alls for your money, which was to say for free. That's going to be all she wrote for today. Well played to all players. I think it turned out to be a great event. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure to cast here on the DoD channel. It is currently a ripe time of 7 a.m. for me. Been broadcasting for several hours. And it's time for bed. For me, For you, who knows what the day holds? Hope you liked your time here. Feel free to follow if you haven't yet already. Join the clan. 23 p.m. military time? 11? Is that 11? I could math. Once again, thanks for Dodd for having me here on the channel. Thanks to the cinematic guys. We can get that going here at the end. Eddie and Anarius, big shout outs to them. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. I do intend to stream more casting of Dodd games and the like on the channel in the future, so look out for that. Otherwise, probably the next time you'll see this channel go live will be Lukey with his random ladder games. We love that. All right, guys. Once again, thanks. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.